Hello YouTube! So today we start discussing the Mythical Island decks that came out together with the expansion, which means the decks we can make based on the new cards. And of course we start by a classic deck of mine, which is a grass deck that is based on Caterpie. All Caterpie decks are single line. A single line deck is a deck that has only one Pokémon for each evolution stage, so that Caterpie won't struggle too much to find all the pieces and won't risk to find a double piece besides Caterpie itself, because Caterpie is the star of the show, so I prefer having two. You really want to start with Caterpie in the active spot, and that's the reason why you have two. So now let's review the deck by going card by card. We have two Caterpies. Caterpie is the star of the deck. It looks for any grass Pokemon, so it's better than a Pokeball in the fact that you can find evolutions with this move. Caterpie is very frail, but you need a couple moves and you are set, because you don't have many Pokemon most of the times. You get everything you need very fast. We have Snivy, which is a very weak base Pokemon, because as Bulbasaur needs 2 energies to attack, so it's very slow. In emergencies you can use it, it's not great, but we need it. Servine 50 with 2 energies, so you don't increase the energy need. Still very low damage though. And finally we have Serperior with 2 energy, 70 damage, and I say 2 energy because each grass energy attached will give double the amount. You need to be grass Pokemon though, so you can't really use this to power up Pokemon that are outside the archetype. But with 2 energy, 70 damage, it's pretty cheap, and you usually use this as a supporter Pokemon. If you play the Pokemon trading card game, the actual trading card game, you're used to Pokemon that are just on the bench supporting, and this is the direction that Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket is taking with the Serperior. Then we have, of course, a Celebi EX, which is the best recipient of Serperior's ability. You can play this with the mice too, maybe a couple, but Celebi EX is very strong. What's the problem with Celebi? Celebi has 130 HP, which means the new Tauros can KO it if it's aided by Giovanni, which is very thematic by the way. Like Giovanni having Tauros is very base, but yeah, that's a problem, so we have to solve it and keep it in mind. But at the same time, with 1 energy, 2 coin for 50 damage, and it goes up indefinitely, so it's very strong if you can handle keeping it on the field. Aerodactyl is a tech. You have Ambers to avoid Sabrina, because Sabrina is very dangerous in this deck, I think. So Aerodactyl helps in that way, and also is a tool to recover from bad situations, because Primal Wing Beat is not bad as an attack. It's a gamble, but it's good to go back to a situation where you're not losing. Double Passion, because this is a defensive deck. It's a grass deck. Also, you don't want your Celebi to go down, because you only have 1 Celebi, and there's a reason for that. There are variations to use 2 Celebi on a single line deck, but I think consistency would go down, so I'm not sure about it. X-Speed double, this you need to swap Pokemon. If you start with a Celebi, you can X-Speed and send a Caterpie in if you still need the Snivy. Same with Snivy, if you start with Snivy, you want to switch. Pokeball is to thin the base Pokemon. You can get Snivy, Celebi and Caterpie with this, so it's a must. Old Amber is an anti-Sabrina card. I like it in many decks. I still use it. I use 2. Professor Research, it's an obvious 2 copies. And we have Erika. Erika in this deck helps Celebi to stay on the field as long as possible. Plus, you can use it on other Pokemon too. I wouldn't advise, but sometimes it comes in handy. Double copy. And Blue. Blue is a very strong card in this deck for a simple reason. Blue is the counter of Giovanni. You don't need more attack on the Celebi, because the Celebi already deals an incredible amount, but you need to keep it on the field and not be one-shot by a Tauros that goes in. So Blue saves your Celebi. I play 1, you can play 2 Blue. If you, I don't know, maybe you want to cut 1 Old Amber and play 1 Blue, we can try. But that said, it's time to test it. We have an event going on, and we'll be testing it in the event. Today, featured in the video is Italo. I wonder if they are from Italy. And we start. We win the coin flip, we go second, and we have the Caterpie and the Celebi. That's crazy good. We send the Caterpie in, we send the Celebi in, just to be sure we don't get red carded, and we start the battle. We have at speed, so if we get Sabrina, we are still very fine. And this is the first turn. It's an electric deck. the usual Pika deck, I think, with the Electrode and the Zebstrika. I'm not sure though. It looks like it. It looks like a Pika deck. Okay, Research and pass. In that case, we play Professor Research first. Very good card. We get another, which is not too bad. Give energy to Caterpie. We have a potion now, and we find a friend, which is Snivy. Great. Be early is very important. We send it in the second turn, which is not ideal, but it's still very good. Let's see what happens. Pokeball for the Pika, probably play... No Pika. Energy, 20 damage. Ooh, damage on Celebi, sure. That's not great, but it's fine. We have the other Erika, which is good. We are gonna play Snivy. We are gonna Professor Research, Serperior, and Cutter. Now we should be guaranteed to find what we need. I think I will push... No, I will Eric. Should I Erika? No, I don't think so. I think I will just attach energy and use Find a Friend, hoping that we don't get red carded, but red card is not very popular recently. We get the Servine, of course, because it was the last grass Pokemon in the deck. This is how the single line deck works. You want to have only one Pokemon for each, so that your Caterpie works the best for you. Now we can evolve Snivy. We are a little bit late, but it should be fine. We get 30 damage on Celebi, which is of course annoying, but we have all the tools to be very resilient. And now that we have everything, we can evolve Servine. We can heal the Celebi with an Erika. We are not in range of one shot, so we can immediately turn the things around. We want to use XP, that's the question. I don't need the energy on Caterpie anymore, so I don't think I will. I will just retreat, send in the Celebi, because we have everything, so there's no reason, unless we get red carded, but I don't expect it. Give an energy and attack, because we are taking damage anyway, so there's no reason not to. And we get a tail and a head. 50 damage is average, is fine. Zap shouldn't kill us, so should be fine. Let's see. Now we take damage on Caterpie or Servine, potentially. But it's both fine. I think they're gonna swap. No, Passion? Okay, sure. Passion is a good choice because now it's out of the range of one head. 30 damage on me. Oh, they can? Okay, sure. In that case, we want to heal to full life and take the kill. We're gonna Old Amber. We are gonna Serperior. Erika. Go up 1 energy, and Powerful Bloom with 6 energies. Head, head, tail, head, tail for 150 damage. And we are done with Zebstrika. Now we have to deal with the Zapdos, which is not great. We can't take down the Zapdos. We are a little bit late, but I think we can handle. Kangaskhan? Oh, they want to take the kill with Zapdos. I see. Okay. We are out of solutions to heal, which is not too good. We are a little bit behind with energy. That's a tail, that's great. That's a head, is not great, but still fine, I think we have advantage. But Pokeball is useless. So what do we want to do now? We want to potion to 120 out of the range of Giovanni. And I think we win. Give 1 energy. We can blue. Yeah, concede. We could blue, but it doesn't change anything. And this is how Caterpie single line wins. Even if behind, because we weren't too lucky with a couple things, this deck can take wins. We were able to showcase everything that was about Caterpie. So let's go back to the deck and explain it a little bit more. So Serperior single line. As you can see, Caterpie can help finding the piece you need to win, which are the Snivy, Servine, Serperior. Hi Nova. Celebi plus Serperior, very deadly combos. Yes, it's broken and meta in this format. There are counters, but the problem with it is with a 3-stage evolution is that you need all of them, right? You need to run to Serperior and you don't want to lose turns. We lost a couple turns and we were a little bit behind and we risked losing. I think we won by 1 turn. This game is very close. But yeah, it's a very consistent strategy. As soon as you get Serperior in, Celebi becomes a monster. The problem with Celebi is Celebi doesn't have too much HP. That's the only problem. You can play this deck with 2 Celebi EX. It's an option, but the problem is that you are very tight with points. So if you lose a Pokemon, for instance the Caterpie, you are already behind. But yeah, maybe 1 other Celebi is fine. You can remove 1 Old Amber if you want double Celebi. I am showcasing this deck because it's also very free-to-play friendly. You just need Celebi EX and of course the Serperior, which is not too rare though to build it. Yeah, yeah, that's the philosophy of the deck. Maybe old number is not that important, but it can avoid you being Sabrinaed before you are all set up. You want the Caterpie to be there and help you set up, and you don't want the Celebi to take too much damage, because as you could see today with the Zap Striker that has reach, getting damage on your Ace EX Pokemon can be very problematic. But yeah, that's the deck. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Nero Atlas with new decks from Mythical Island. Locking in.